IGL right now that is kind of getting into shape with this roster that is pretty new to with calling on this team and a new player slotting in as well. So there's a little bit of consistency lacking in MCAL. So even though there's that map advantage, I do think that Bleed they could very well try and pull things back in their favor.
Yeah, I do think if you ask me at the start of today, I probably would say Bleed, but I think I am going to have to slightly edge towards AMKAL, just because you have to think there's been a lot of question marks on the side of Bleed and the issues they've been having. I do think they'll all be warmed up, I think they'll all be ready, and I think they might just, at least they might just start from a good start to map number 2 to first go, and that might allow them to carry on and take this one. But Fred, we're underway here. This is it. What could be a quick one-map game we see here due to the circumstances on Ancient. AMKAL versus Bleed.
Yeah, it's going to be a thriller. Going to be very, very exciting. I believe Bleed currently on the CT side. I think there is a slight issue regarding the HUD, but not too problematic. Vladen playing close with the Julies here, and with many players to face, it's not going to be an easy one for him. Spots the util coming over. The Julie's going to be warmed up, going to be ready to fire on all cylinders as Zerg takes the contact. Vladen swinging, flashbang not hitting, but Vladen securing. So it is this 5v3, but key kills from Icy and Travis. Brings it back level, and now Faven rotating in, spots out many players. Already spotted Travis crossing towards White Box, just trying to keep himself alive, allowing for rotations. We've got Cypher on a flank, but yet to come alive, and the T's aggressing. Finally, Crad eliminating Faven, but this flank from Cypher has to hit heavy. He's slowly creeping his way up the stairs, up the ramp, and Cypher has come alive, but will lose his life, in fact, and it's all on Hampus. 2 players low HP, Travis half. Travis needs to secure a kill, thick and fast, going for the headshots, eventually connects onto the first, but Travis will take the round here for AMKAL.
Yeah, and quite a response to the first couple of kills going the way of Bleed. AMKAL look like in a really awkward position, all the players towards the stairs. Bleed, they weren't fully rotated in, still paranoid about other positions as well, but from there, barely were able to find anything. Hampers only finding the player on the bomb site since then, and the trade was good enough.
I like what we saw from AMKAL there, kind of just tapping the bomb. It was a 3 versus 1. You kind of usually in those scenarios assume that the bomb's going to get stuck, but because they're so low, they just opted to really give it a go. Well, Molotov's going to be coming down onto 4 CTs. They've heard the drops, they've heard the steps, and Travis just needing to back away, although with a Mac 10, the real moneymaker here. Still backed away and playing things slow.
Yeah, he's going to be relaying all of this information to the rest of his team. You can see the bomb is being planted towards A. And Travis wouldn't mind making a bit of cash, but he knows that maybe running into all 5 of them isn't the smartest idea.
Yeah, Hampus has been spotted now. They are aware, and there's another nade making its way towards B, but not connecting. CT's just taking their time, trying to isolate these engagements and find a pick. We are going to be having 2 players flanking as well. No casualties as of yet, but eventually they come crashing down. Crad eliminated, Circle will find. Attempting to retrieve the Glil, but not able to do so. AMKAL, expectedly against the USPs, will find success here. But yeah, Charlie, you mentioned it. AMKAL, they just need to find 13 rounds here on Vertigo, and that's the series over.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but it's
understandable.
at the end of the day, this is what esports is, isn't it? Sometimes you are just going to have technical difficulties. Unfortunately for Hampus, it was a full electricity outage, and there's not really much you can do about it. You just got to try to reset mentally pretty quickly. Just know that, okay, your back's against the wall here, but you're a team that can certainly come back and take this one.
And already on the gun rounds, things start off nicely for Bleed, as Vladen does secure the first kill here. The nade attempting to dissipate the smoke, but Cypher's still sitting around behind it. Needs to be a bit cautious, but so far so good. Bleed.
Yeah, still quite an aggressive stance here for Bleed. They do want to take a bit more of a fight. They don't want to back away. They want to see what they can get. The flash comes through initially. A few mollies now, and a responding flash looks excellent. And Cypher and Cert combined, taking down another 2.
Yeah, trap behind the smoke here. There is a slight gap for Cert to work with. Krad's completely trapped. Faven will find Stein. It's all on Krad. It's all on the Mac 10. Best case scenario, he finds a couple kills.
Almost did with the molly, in fact. Fathom brought down to 11 HP.
But look, this is an incredible round from Bleed. I like how they played that. Sending the flash in. We saw both Cypher and Cirque finding, and obviously rotating Fathom gets a pick as well. But it's a brilliant ramp take from Bleed.
Mag 10 has his first fight and does take down one. Reasonably healthy.
Ooh.
Oh, nice second kill.
That's 2 full HP players eliminated, and Hampers, he's on 100 health as well. If Hampers got found there, both Vladden and Fathom not too healthy either. Mag 10 could have really made things quite costly there for Bleed.
I mean, it didn't sound like Hampus was fully aware that we were going to see Crad back away and hold that sort of bridge position, because we could have easily seen Hampus actually go down. Just couldn't really connect the bullets quick enough, and Hampus does, because still Crad was reasonably healthy. 70 HP in that fight, I think, with Hampus.
Expectedly another investment for AMKAL, but there's weaknesses and lacking utility on Forrester and Travis, and a Deagle in play on Travis as well. Aggressive peek from Cypher. As Molotov will get, guess, a bit of a revenge kill
Himself
style.
afraid, yeah. Is this 4-on-4 hit? Travis would love to see it with Hampus.
Expectedly another investment for AMKAL, but there's weaknesses and lacking utility on Forrester and Travis, and a Deagle in play on Travis as well. Aggressive peek from Cypher. As Molotov will get, guess, a bit of a revenge kill
Himself
style.
afraid,
Yeah.
Is this 4-on-4 hit? Travis would love to see if he could retrieve one of these weapons, but there's no rush to do so.
Yeah, Vladden. This Soul B defender. I like the position he's taken up. Bit of an off angle. The problem is, I think, bit of a one and done. The trades should be fairly simple when he's in a position like this. In fact, Fathom finds Forrester as well. It's going to be this go call to hit towards B. The swing's a little late. Vladden does well to get back. He is somewhat trapped towards quad, but the flashbang could have allowed him to escape, but he's still sticking around for now. But so far, Bleed are looking really nice here.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some very good looking full buys. You've got to think, last round, there 3 surviving, and arguably it could have been even more. Just 2 players went down to 1 Mac 10 and a 5v1. This one's looking very good as well.
Obviously, we're yet to see a full buyout, yet to see Alpin play, but I'm liking what we're seeing so far from Bleed, and I'll be honest, it's clear that that first map forfeit hasn't really affected them.
I mean, it can't. If you let it affect you too much, that'll be it. That'll be the game. It'll be over before it really even starts. So, yeah, they can't let it affect them at all.
Obviously, that third map being Inferno. It's a interesting one, because I think Inferno's kind of the king of the third maps. Bleed have looked brilliant on it. Interested to see as to why Bleed didn't pick Nuke. Obviously, it's a map that they kind of let slide through. They do play all maps. Nuke being the least played, they've got a 100% win rate on it, Charlie.
Yeah, but it is only 4 maps. It's clearly, I mean, you compare it to something like Ancient, which was their map pick. It has 60% win rate on 25 maps in comparison to Nuke's 4. There's a map that they can play, but they're not necessarily wanting it to be one of their strongest maps. But still, a bit of a buy coming out, obviously. We do have the 2 weapons, and then just 3 pistols around it. But it is the 4th buy, actually, from AMKAL, so this could be Bleed taking the lead for the first time in this series.
A lot of util coming over, though. Vladden needs to keep himself alive, and he will do so just with the smoke. Hampus rotating in. Will find Crad, and Travis attempting to find Hampus, and a fair chance to do so. Vladden, though, takes down Forrester before falling. It's just this 2 versus 4 already. Stimes found by Cypher. All on icy now, 1 versus 4. Certainly not going to be an easy one, and as the smoke fades, Pete comes through from Hampus, and an incredible round from Hampus. He comes in as the rotating player, and he's able to find 3. Keeps Vladden alive for quite some time as well.
Yeah, actually did look like a very good start to the round there, actually, from AMKAL, despite going down the first kill from Hampus. They had Vladden 1 HP on the back of the bomb site, and yeah, like you said, he got another kill, helped sort of, I think it was Forrester, get taken down from the Molotov. It all went wrong, really, pretty quickly for AMKAL. Because it was a good start. If they were able to advance more on the bomb site, fully take down Vladden, retrieve that weapon, take some more space, they could look to have some of these pistols, taking rifles, and look to set up for a bit of a post plant, but we didn't even get that far.
It's clear that AMKAL, they got the kind of right idea on what they wanted to do. They isolated Vladden, but sadly not finding the pick, dealing so much damage. But Bleed, they were quick to rotate, had a great idea on what they wanted to do against that investment. There's Vladden again, starting things off nicely. Hefty nade as well onto Crad and Stein. And Forrester dropped down to 14 points of health as well.
Nice one there from Forrester. I mean, the teams would love to do some financial damage, because you can see money hasn't properly started to grow yet for Bleed. Cirque's the only one with any real money, and we know he'd like to bring out the AWP. So sort of finding a kill or 2 more would be really, really good for this T side. Forrester does get elevated up, but spots nothing just yet. Keeps up further, does get taken down. It's all on Crad. Spots out Hampus, but Hampus too quick for him.
It's another round where Bleed not only are finding successes, they're keeping 4 players surviving. This is where Cirque can just drop over that M4 and invest in an AWP, but still Bleed opting against it. Very interesting stuff. They know it's going to be the full investment from AMKAL as well. Not too sure as to what the game plan is here from Bleed, but things are working out well on the rifles, so why change it?
Yeah, whatever the game plan is, it's looking good.
Yeah, keep it going. I'm impressed.
4 rounds in a row. Well, maybe you should have changed it. Spoke too soon. 2 quick kills towards the B site. Opens things up.
I believe that was the CT's nades in that smoke as well. It was their game plan to pop the smoke open and try and find a pick, but completely went the other way.
Cirque. The molly actually might force Cirque to look. No, does just get around the corner. Bomb still yet to be planted due to the Molotov from the CTs.
Travis is so aware of Fathom, though.
I mean, you've got to be slightly... Cirque, I believe, got a flash lined up. So it's actually just the nade.
I think Bleed are going to give this one a go.
I think so, definitely now. Oh, I'm going to see a spam. Crad is so aware. Just spams, he gets a kill.
A little too worried, though. He's kind of out in the open, but he spots him out. Flash not good enough. Cirque will find. Cirque secures another. It's all on Cypher now. A possible 1 versus 2, but wow. Cypher finds the first. Crad will eliminate, though.
What a round that was from Cypher, and Cirque almost made that one. What, that was a 5-on-3 at one point.
And they've made the round very damaging.
1v1, yeah, very.
And I think sometimes when you see teams who have got the money to go for rounds like that, you'll still see them saved because look, they're quite heavily unfavored. It was a 3 versus 5. Realistically, it's going to be a tough round to win. But the fact that Bleed do have the finances, I think their thought process is let's just try and do our best to take everything out of the AMKAL hands, and if we can somehow win the round, then brilliant. And Cypher brings it so close. It was a 1 versus 1 at the end of all that. So.
Oh, round's not starting great with Hampers falling early again. You can see the buy isn't brilliant for AMKAL. Do have a couple of Gillows in play, but the money is fully drained as well for Bleed. Vladden spotted on Guardian is going to back away. This could actually be a very early save call from CTs if they did choose to.
Yeah, they've lost so much space. So not able to peek in towards B, and I think you're right, Charlie. They're just going to be saving. They're not really opting for the disadvantaged retakes in this one.
Interesting. We are seeing AMKAL on their full buys now, so they lean heavily towards the B side of the map. We saw them try to go A. It went disastrous, if we are being honest there. They couldn't really get anything going. Bleed looked more than ready for any sort of ramp aggression that AMKAL were going to try to bring to them. So AMKAL's hopes for Vertigo might lie in the B bomb site.
Yeah, I think as well, it just goes to show the not only the dominance of Bleed, but the conditioning that they can do. And we've seen 2 attempts from Bleed to try and head towards, or from AMKAL, sorry, to head towards A, shut down in seconds, and they're just going to have to go towards B, and that's why we are seeing Zerg operating, you know, quite quick as that rotate. It's twice now that the Bleed, it's been a bit unfortunate. We saw the nade in the smoke. It's kind of giving away the 2 kills to AMKAL. It's given AMKAL avenue back into this one. You know, Bleed were completely running away with it. Now look at their finances. We had players on 8, 9k and now already been drained. So AMKAL, if they can find success here, not only will it allow them to secure 6, it gives them the lead and they can run away with a half. Especially as it started so devastatingly.
Ooh, peak early from Zerg. Doesn't take much damage from the Molotov. And the spam doesn't connect anything either. So once again, we're seeing Bleed very successfully take this ramp area. Zerg with the miss shot, but Forrester takes a lot more damage than he dealt.
Yeah, I felt like we're going to be seeing a lot of action from Vladen here. Oh, Hampus has found one. Now he's spotted Krad. So Hampus could fall, but Krad not quick enough. Oh, going to attempt to catch off Favin and will do so successfully. They're aware of the player towards middle, and Vladen able to find a pick towards B. Krad having to fall back from the impending A rotates.
Oh, Krad has been such a nuisance to this Bleed side. Finally getting pressured, but still passes another test, another challenge. 5 HP though, surely can't find anything else.
The bomb is making
Cypher does just back away.
Cypher's so back on this. Oh, if he took down Icy there, a very possible round. There's still 2 players low HP for AMKAL. Still a winnable round here for Hampus. Not an easy clutch. It looks as though they might swing together. Oh, he has spotted him. Krad is in such a good position though. And it's a great round from AMKAL. The late lurk there from Krad. He gets the 4K. Incredible stuff.
But that is that is one of the best played rounds I think I've seen in a while. Just knowing exactly when and when you shouldn't go for a peek and a fight. Krad played that so well. I mean, we saw, didn't initially take that fight onto Hampus. Either this time, his teammate died, didn't go for the trade directly, found Favin, backed away, just was a nuisance. They knew he was there, but they also just couldn't directly go and fight him. So it was really difficult, and every fight he took, perfectly played, had the aim to back it up, and we are seeing Bleed now forced onto those pistols. We should see round number 6 go the way of AMKAL.
Yeah, we mentioned that Bleed, they're kind of a team that's got plenty of individuals, many players that can have those magic moments, but it's AMKAL's Krad that had one in the last. He's only 13 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, Forrester, a player I pointed out, one of the heavy hitters really on this AMKAL side, having a bit of a slower game so far.
But they're the ones in the lead, Charlie. I don't think they're too bothered about it. If they can continue this streak with Forrester, maybe not performing to his strongest ability, it's not the end of the world. I think Icy has spotted Cirque. Yep. We'll take him down to the tech.
Yeah, it was probably just going to be a bit of a slow played round from AMKAL. They're aware they're on the pistols. Probably don't want to give up too much. Oh, the eagle spotted from Vladen. Krad jumping over his bullets and then elevated onto the box to find Favin. All 5 can survive here for AMKAL. That will be, well, in fact, the second loss. Oh no, there is a couple of rounds left still. Still got time. So yeah, it will be nice to make sure their economy can grow. I mean, look how safe they're playing this. Not instantly planting the bomb, taking their time. Ooh, they might not have a choice to give anyone up. Great shot from Hampus. There was a time where Hampus was sort of known as one of the best Deagle players in the world. He's a very strong Deagle player.
Do you think that's why AMKAL weren't peaking? That's why you think they were playing it slow? They realised, okay.
I do think they were very safe on that round. I think they knew that, okay, let's not give anything up. They played it very smart.
Well, it just means they've got investments until the next, throughout the rest of this half. So.
But it also just doesn't give any kill reward to your opponent. Sure, it's not loads, but you get a kill, that's $300 extra. That can be a smoke grenade. Yeah. That could be going from maybe having to go on a FMAS to being able to get out that M4. It can be a lot.
But look, Charlie, not a single player on the Bleed side had full util. Everyone was missing one piece. Nice from Forrester. We'll take down Favin. So, although Krad falls early, not the be all and end all. Cypher.
Also no defuse kits.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a real difficulty.
Sometimes that's what those kills can give. One kill could have been a defuse kill on one of these players.
Stein pushing through now. We'll find Cypher. Hampus, an important kill onto Travis. Keeps things in this 3v3. Bomb gonna go down now. Should be able to do so safely. All three defenders rotating in now. Brilliant from Vladden to find Forrester. Icy just holding the lines towards Elevator. So gonna send the util now. The flash could be perfectly timed. Hampus just tucked away. Stein, in fact, will play in front of the flash, so able to find a big. Oh, Sug! The no scope through the smoke. Bomb could be defused and bleed. They've been given a fifth.
What is that? We are going to need to see a replay of that one. That is incredible. I don't know what to say. That is one of the craziest no-scopes I think I've seen in a while. So just fired off a random pot shot.
Yeah, just off the back of his teammate falling. It was pretty nice. Gave Bleed the round.
And I mean, Bleed, yeah, they did a good job to come back into this one, but I was still waiting for it. I mean, here we go. I mean, what is that? It didn't even look like he's aiming where he was. It's just obviously the inaccuracy of a no scope, especially when standing.
I think he was moving.
I mean, he could have been jumping as well for it. To be fair, the ridiculousness of that kill, he could have done anything. That is certainly one for the highlight reel.
AMKAL, though, they're still leading here on the T side. Certainly going to look to find 7. And obviously, Charlie, may I remind everyone that AMKAL, they're already one map ahead. Sadly, it was that kind of forfeit loss for Bleed, but still. AMKAL have got a great opportunity. They've got 2 opportunities to close out the series. And Vertigo, it could be done here. Vladden has been spotted by Travis.
Yeah, it is obviously our final round of 16 match as well, so one of these 2 teams will secure themselves a spot in the quarterfinals, and Cypher wants to make sure it's them.
Yeah, Cypher looks brilliant here towards ramp. It was something that that Exner was praising so heavily. We've seen Cypher, you know, in different teams, different iterations, having a lot of success on ramp towards Vertigo. Not only on the CT side, though, it's something that can be seen on the CT side as well. And so far in this round, Cypher's looked very nice. Set the team up for success. Favin in a bit of a tough position. The fact he's able to find one, though, is very nice. No swing coming through from ramp as well, so still just a 4v2. Crad was holding with the AWP, but Cypher, he's manoeuvred his way round towards Gap. Let's see what he can find from here. Travis. Not the person you want to be peeking into, especially while he's not blinded. Crad, though. 1v4 gone 1v3. 18 seconds on the clock, needs to retrieve the bomb. Attempting to just push through this smoke. Guess what positions here with Hampus. Oh, miss shot from Crad! If he connects the bullet there, well, it's a 1v1. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it was a good effort. I mean, Crad's actually playing really, really well here on Vertigo. He's looking very strong. But it is now all level at the half time, 6-6, and it still leaves a lot to be questioned. I don't know what is going to happen here. We've got to see. I mean, we've seen a lot of individuals step up in a lot of moments. AMKAL's T-sides towards ramp a lot of the time seemed a bit weaker than I think we were probably expecting. Or maybe Bleed just seemed very strong there, but they did look like they sort of manhandled AMKAL towards the ramp room a lot of the time.
I think as well, when we did see AMKAL trying to progress up ramp with a bit of pace, it seemed a bit disjointed.
It is pitched around here though. AMKAL move on to that CT side. Crad with a pair of Julies.
Ooh. What is the I don't know. It's just the left hand Julies just seem a bit off to me.
Yeah, they are.
It looks weird. I don't know why.
It feels like how he's holding them. He's got room for a third.
Yeah, true. $600 set of Julies.
Push comes through here though. Crad finds one with the Julies. Forrester goes down early. The Julies are ringing out. Only able to find one. Even trade. Cirque has been brought down low. Icy through the smoke does finish off Cirque. A bit of revenge actually for a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, smoke suit to fade as well, and as they do, Stein will be found. Just tucked in the corner, but Fathom thriving as he finds Icy. Travis still tucked away here towards Gap, and I think Bleed are pretty certain that he is deep behind enemy lines. A little bit worried about a flank, but the timing for their worry isn't great as He's now making his way back. Travis, though, it seems as though he's between two minds. He's not too sure as what he wants to be going for. Finally being spotted, but Fathom planting for CT. They can just both make their way out of the bomb site, but still pretty close to the action here. Travis.
They can easily swing off of each other right now, and there you go. Just see the double swing. Fathom finds the kill. And Bleed, Fathom and Cypher, 2 kills apiece in a disadvantaged situation, do take this pissed round, and Bleed put themselves one step closer to allowing us to play that third map.
Yeah, look, it would be an incredible story for Bleed if they are able to make themselves to the quarterfinals, especially after sadly having to obviously forfeit their own map selection. Because look, you know, if Bleed do take things on Vertigo, yeah, we do progress that third map, but I would have loved to known if Bleed would have taken it 2-0. Plenty of hypotheticals though. AMKAL still well within this series, well within this map of Vertigo. Three Mac 10s in play, and it's not the force from AMKAL. So Icy playing very close here. What timing on the flash, it is perfect. The CTs, they can make things work here, but Fathom eliminating will find 3. Swap to the Julies. Mac 10 and Julie combo.
It does eventually get found. AK is now in play for the CT side. Can't spot anything over the smoke. Already a bit of damage dealt. A lot of Mac Gendra in play though for the Ts.
And the AK can be saved into the next. But Charlie, Krez 19 and 8. Not a single one of his teammates has got to double-digit kills yet, and he's nearly got himself 20.
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue for AMKAL right now. I mean, there are a couple of players. I mean, a lot of the stars really of this roster are being quite quiet. I see Forrester not really showing off anything in this series.
Something that we can kind of relate to the previous series that we watched with Nilo, where he's an incredible player, leaps and bounds above his teammates, but his teammates are still having impact. Everyone's still having moments, you know, but everyone's, you know, negative in the kill department. And it's not a nice thing to watch, because I think when you do have someone playing absolutely incredibly, you just need someone else to kind of be hitting their shots, needing to step up alongside you, because we're looking at an 8-6 scoreline, yet Crad's 1 kill away from 20. It just doesn't seem right.
Util over B now though. And maybe this full buy is where we get to start to see some of these stars showing off what they are on the team for.
Charlie, look at the AMKAL utility. There's only 4 pieces remaining. Bleed certainly have plenty more to work with, so they can just sell a bit of a fake, bait out all the final pieces of Util, and that's where things could look a little tough for AMKAL. So you mentioned individuals needing to step up. They've got strong weaponry, and they need to show it here. I'm liking the look of this boost.
Yes, it feels like they were here for all time. It's not great for Hampers. Yeah, they were looking over the smoke initially.
Decided to just stick it out. Maybe they could have dropped a smoke of their own.
Yeah, just keep on recycling the smokes until someone finally swings, but...
Or maybe just dropping smokes in a line and just creeping further forward through them.
Still a 5-on-5 here, though. 40 seconds on the clock, so time is ticking. The teams will head towards B by the looks of things.
Forrester playing behind the smoke, a little worried, and rotations have come through. Icy on the AWP, taking down Cypher. Smokes will come down, but the CTs can get themselves in nice positions. And speaking of positioning, Travis just playing towards quad. It's a 5-on-2. Just the one smoke grenade remaining on Fathom, and they're just going to be saving. Attempting for these 2 AKs in the next, but an important round from AMKAL. Keeping 5 survivors, finance is going to be on the rise, and just keeping themselves in contention here.
Oh, Hampers does actually go down to Crowd as well.
That's really tough.
Only Fathom gets out with the weapon.
Quite luckily, Hampers had 1,400 in the reserve. At least, you know, it wasn't...
I mean, he still can't buy next round.
Yeah, this is going to have to...
So you're in a weird place. I don't think Cypher can buy either. Fathom can't buy. But Cirque and Hampers comfortably can. So yeah, you are actually going to need to fully invest this one.
It's really tough as well because, look, they had the AK on Fathom, but didn't have any money to bring out any util, so just the 2 pieces. We mentioned in the last how AMKAL, yeah, they had weaponry, but not great util, and now Bleed, look, they've got 2 pistols, 3 AKs. It's going to be tough for them to hit on towards B, and there's going to be 2 fast rotations from the AMKAL side as well, as they've taken control towards middle. Spam attempt coming through from Travis. Ooh, could have found Vlad in that.
Will we see another set of bullets being spammed out?
We've got a rotation coming through. Steins made his way towards the B-bomb site as well, and here's the other set of bullets. They're just not connecting.
The thing is, they might be really confident Vlad isn't here now, though. First kill does still go the way of the CT's player spotted on the boost, but bullets not connecting.
Once again, though, Travis is here towards quad. Fathom does have a Molotov.
Surely they will be aware that it's different weapons that spammed. And when they see the AWP of Icy, they might realise, okay, Travis is still here. Or someone at least is still here.
Ooh, Cypher, though. He's been this lurk towards the A-bomb site. The bomb's making its way back towards A as well. And we still got Vladen waiting, ready. Cypher, what a round he's had. Not only taking down the A defender, but eliminating the rotating Forrester. Finding Icy as well. Icy will find Hampers. But what a round from Cypher. Weak weapons, no utility, but Bleed, they somehow make things work. Vlad eliminates Travis, finally wins that kind of altercation that we were expecting for quite some time. The AWP can be saved as well, and Bleed, we mentioned how it's going to be a force, how they couldn't invest in the next, and it would be a tough one for them, but somehow they win it, and you have to praise Cypher.
Really, yeah, I mean, that had to be an AMKAL round. It was on a platter for them. They got the early kill. We saw maybe arguably a little bit too much fighting for that trade to come back. But then everyone just sort of peeked into Cypher. Just sort of one by one by one by one. And he took them happily. Every day he'll take that one. And also if we did see AMKAL win that, not only would they have won that round, we would have had Bleed fourth onto an eco. It would have been AMKAL in the lead actually.
Yeah, it would be a 9-8 scoreline in their favour. And I think AMKAL, I think they realised they've been given a bit of a gift in this series. I think it has to be stated, Charlie, because Bleed, they're coming into it. They've looked absolutely incredible as of recent. They've looked like a really, really good team. I think it has come from the fact that they are a strong bunch of individuals. And I think AMKAL, they've been given the first map. It was Bleed's map selection, one in which that I think we could, I don't want to say assume would go their way, but pretty confidently that Bleed would take things. And AMKAL, already with one map, kind of one map series, one map taken, I think Vertigo, they have to secure it here. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough for them to win the series. And a round like that not going their way, it's devastating. But a great pick there from Forrester. We'll find Hampers.
I think AMKAL still have their chances in this one. They 100% do, but they're in an awkward position here. Forrester finally starting to come alive. 2 kills already. Will opt to back away. Cirque, half HP. Vladen by his side. 2 on 3, bomb getting planted. No utility to try to deny this. Only bodies, only weapons.
Cirque somehow been allowed to cross when so many spams were coming down. Vladen has been spotted by Forrester, and now it's Cirque. 1 versus 3 with the AWP in hand. Does have a Molotov. Forrester gonna be peeking out. Stick of the bomb. Oh, it's just round the corner. Nice shot from Cirque, though. Gonna send the Molotov. They've gotten off the bomb, in fact. Cirque's got the chance to win this. He just needs to face off against these 2. He dodges the shots from Travis. Kit has been retrieved.
Has been picked up.
Yeah.
It can be diffused, but
it's a tough one.
With a great attempt there. I mean, what a couple of really excellent flicks. Hopefully we get to see some of those in the replays, because, I mean, Cirque is a player that, I mean, he was a top 20 player in the world, Fred.
Yeah, 2019.
He was excellent, but then sort of did really struggle to find any form. Just couldn't really perform for weirdly, just for no reason. But it feels like we're starting to see signs of that old Cirque again. This one's great. Second one was an important one. Sadly, just the double swing was too strong.
That first kill is incredible. He's just on the edge of the smoke. I think the edge of the smoke, the edge of the scope. It's unfortunate.
AMKAL did get their important round, but let's say Cirque definitely made it interesting.
Not only made it interesting, made it quite costly. Look at the finances remaining. There's barely anything. If Bleed can somehow win this force, AMKAL going to be reset back on the eco. Not going to be easy. Oh, the timing on the spam. Seemed perfect. Could have found Cirque.
Yeah, a lot of damage dealt to Cirque regardless, but yeah, decent little spam. Cirque being one of the only 2 AKs in play. Someone you don't want to let go down. Cypher showing his positioning. Let's just say right now it's quite orchestrated what Bleed are planning on doing.
I think it's safe to assume they're going towards A. Forrester, though, looks as though he wants to go for a bit of a peek. Ops against it. Icy finds one, but now the aggression comes through. They're trapped towards Gap, but Icy on the AWP having his moment. Cypher, though, from Gap will find one. Cypher secures another. How has this come to a 2 versus 1 in Bleed's favour?
3 kills from Cypher. He has looked excellent. Travis in the 1 versus 2 against the 10 HP Cirque, and Cypher, the man on for the 4K.
He needs to be aware that Gap is the intended goal. He's got a nade, in fact. Oh, Cypher's out in the open. He's just spotted him cross, I think. Can drop a smoke on the bomb. Cirque going to be peeking. He isolates the fight. Tap of the bomb here. He elevates himself up. Cypher's aware of it. But Travis will take him down. Yeah, got time as well. It's unfortunate. Wow. A great round from Cypher, but sadly still not enough. And it's a tough one, but AMKAL, it's an important round for them to win again. Only one survivor.
Not easy, but it's again another clutch that does it for AMKAL. Technically, it was a 1v1 versus Cirque, a 1 versus 2 for Travis. Really, really important clutch. I mean, he's one of the players who we should be seeing him sort of with a bit more kills. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's having a pretty solid game, but yeah, he is one of those players that can have so much impact on this AMKAL side. So an important one for Travis, and right down to the wire.
I like it from Bleed. They've restricted the finances. There's going to be weaknesses, but we've got the AWP in play once again on Icy. We've got decent weaponry, but I like the force from Bleed. It's keeping things interesting. It's keeping things competitive. But they need to start winning these clutches. I think it was really nice, firstly, from Travis to kind of analyse that clutch. Is he drops the smoke and he knows that these players are, well, he has a good idea they're both towards Gap. And because Cirque, for him to have impact towards ramp, he's going to have to play before the tap of the bomb. He can't just wait and then swing because his intentions would be made. So he has to kind of shift his way towards it. But Travis, he just knows it's going to happen. He's already played the clutch through in his mind before it's even occurred, and it was just perfectly played from him. Nice nade here. Does take down Cradden. Although a couple
advantage again, even on the force buy, even with a couple of pistols in play on these rounds. Bleed continue to find these advantages.
Oh, Forrester. Like he had a good read.
I think they're going to be gambling towards B. Leaving Icy alone.
Look, Bleed have not made any kind of contact since those that nade kill came through. And it just leaves Icy here.
Icy needs to be careful.
He's in such
a
tough position.
He can really easily go down.
It's 19 seconds on the clock. Just taking their time here. Smoke going to come through, and there it is. Cypher finds Icy. And AMKAL just going to have to save here. So Bleed, the force buys eventually yield success, and they're going to be the ones to find double digits first.
I mean, you understand Icy wants to hold an aggressive angle, but an aggressive angle when you're the solo A defender
with the AWP as well, it's
with the AWP in a position where if they do just come Gap, you are just dead. It is really, really bold. It's a very dangerous play to make, and on this occasion doesn't work out.
And I think as well, if he had a rifle, you know, if it was a rifle in that position, he might have a little bit of a look towards ramp, but because he's got the AWP, you can't really take those liberties. Yeah, Bleed though, they play it nicely. I like how they kind of just freeze and go silent, and it clearly was a point of irritation and a bit of a headache for AMKAL because they weren't too sure what was going on. The real question here is why AMKAL decided to not kind of fully gamble. I think when you're in those disadvantaged scenarios, the 3v4s, the 3v5s on the CT side, and you take a gamble, you know, it works best when all three of you go for it, because either you've got a great chance of winning the round, or you can save pretty comfortably. You can buy into the next, and yeah, bit of a questioning as to why they decided to leave Icy there towards A.
Well, it was the buy that very much forced AMKAL finally onto these weaker weapons. Couple of FAMASs out. They do have 2 M4s and the Deagle, but I mean, money is so restricted for both teams. We're constant, which is what we want to see, especially in a map that could be the final one of this series. The fact that it is very close in the final stages.
I feel it always leads to kind of these heroic moments, these crazy plays, because when there are weak weapons involved, it's, you know, you've got a Deagle, you need to kind of hit that one-hit headshot, and I feel like generally you might be playing a little bit more aggressively, trying to upgrade that weapon, taking liberties you wouldn't normally be taking if maybe you had an AWP or kind of a rifle with full util. But speaking of util, they've only got 3 pieces remaining, and Bleed nearly kind of a full set. Both Hampus and Favon with 4 pieces. It's going to be so tough here, and with Bleed finding the opener, AMKAL put themselves in an even nastier scenario, because Charlie, they fully invested here. If they lose this round, Bleed find 11, and we're expecting an eco in the next, so we could be looking at a 12-9 scoreline in favour of Bleed.
There is that possibility, but AMKAL, well, Bleed, sorry, do like playing down the clock a lot, and I love this play. They are swinging in front. A lot of players chip down heavily. They are still fighting so fiercely, but Forrester peeks up at a bit of a poor time. Travis finds 2. But the low HP Favon takes down Forrester. But Cypher was still alive, and the fact how he's been playing, he could probably win anything at this point, yeah. But like you said, it will be AMKAL playing for overtime. So this map 1, or map 2 technically, could be done. We could be having a 1-1 scoreline in this series.
Yeah, and it's scary for AMKAL. I feel like the series, it's a tough opponent to face. They were kind of given a gift with that first map going their way, and I think it's been a tough one for AMKAL. I feel like Bleed just have been the better side though. I don't think it's kind of been major mistakes. I don't think it's been, you know, players not really performing. It's not like we have anyone who's really struggling on 2 kills on the side of AMKAL. It just seems like Bleed are just the better side.
Yeah, right now how they are playing, it does feel like they are slightly edging it out here. Whereas AMKAL, it feels like they're slightly sort of always on the back foot, always playing from behind. Vladen opens things up onto Forrest. That obviously is just the anti-eco for the D side. And they've enjoyed playing these rounds slow on their T sides normally. So I was gonna say we'll see a bit of a slow one probably, but no, bomb's already down. A site has been taken.
The Bleed now, they've got 3 opportunities to close things out. I think they've got a really strong chance of taking things on Vertigo, and then obviously we move to Inferno, and that's where things are going to get a little bit scary for them. You know, AMKAL, I think they've got to realise that they've potentially given up their best opportunity to make them, or kind of get themselves to the quarterfinals.
Well, you never know, Fred. You never know.
You really don't. You really don't.
Final map being Inferno. Obviously, Bleed are very, very strong on Inferno, but Inferno is one of those maps that are really, really challenging to be very consistent of. Because of how known and how played the map is, you can very rarely have a ton of maps with any sort of guarantee of a win. It just isn't one of those maps, sadly. But Hampus opening things up on what could be the last round. This could be it, but he could be pushing for the end before we've really got to see AMKAL's full form on this CT side. Hampus spots another, takes him down.
Brilliant openers from Hampus. Really stepping up in the final stages of Vertigo. Obviously, we mentioned Vertigo being a map that AMKAL need to try and find success on. Obviously, Vertigo is a really strong map for Bleed. It's something that we touched upon. They've got
could be a bit of an upsetting result here for Bleed.
Obviously, you mentioned it being the final map. It's going to be the final map for one of these 2 teams in the playoffs. Obviously, both teams can be happy that they've done so well. I think Bleed, certainly a side looking strong, looking to take this one. And so, you know, we've all predicted it. Sadly, I wasn't really the one to give my predictions. I kind of stay away from that. I don't want to look too foolish. But yeah, I definitely favour Bleed on Vertigo.
Just like putting other people on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. But no,
I mean, look at this B site hold right now from this Bleed roster. This is really interesting. Having 4 players towards B. You've got Hamper solo in A. Has actually been dinked down early, so very lucky to still be alive. He can still give presence over that side of the map. Can still sort of feign that this site is a little bit more stacked than it actually is. Because this is a really bold call for a CT pistol, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I think as well, AMKAL, they were prepped for some mid pushes. They were ready for, to take some aggression and show some presence towards A before ending towards B. And Bleed, they've read into this perfectly.
U-tilt being lined up. There is a decent chunk of it for AMKAL. Molly will force some of these players out, but Cypher already ready, playing anti-flash. Playing away, U-tilt coming over, flashbangs, not blinding Cypher. Taps away, finds the first. A lot of bodies going down, but a couple of kills go back the way of AMKAL. Gladden towards the back site as well. Can't connect the final bullet. 1v1 Hampus and Crad both solo HP.
Yeah, Crad not too sure to where Hampus has kind of slithered away to. He's solo HP just from the start. Now aware that Banana is where Hampus resides. All it takes is a nice headshot from Hampus to eliminate, and all it takes is any bullet connecting to Hampus, and he will fall. And even though the setup was so strong for Bleed, great entries there from AMKAL. Ooh, Crad, he's been spotted now. Hampus. It's time, but Crad with a wide swing, crouching as well. Finding Hampus. AMKAL, they take the pistol. Even after heading into the stack. So, impressive stuff from them. Has to be stated, the entries were brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a surprising outcome considering how stacked that bomb site was. The only player who got brought down low was Hampus, the player who wasn't really in any of the action until that push through. And Hampus still brought down so low with the 5th player to make it towards that B site, and still arguably had the most impact in that round.
Yeah, Hampus was able to find some picks there, which is pretty incredible. I think just the amount of bodies on the B bomb site forced AMKAL to be so heavily staring towards there, but it is the force buy from Bleed. CT forces come through, a fair few bits of utility. We've got double nades in play. Cypher's nade will be chipping away at Travis.
Got the CZ on Cirque.
I love the CZ.
A weapon that I do enjoy, I do love, but I think doesn't get as much love as it does deserve in the game. Can be really great. I mean, the whole point of the weapon really is just to find that 1 kill and back away, but it is going to be this push towards the B. So the second smoke has made them question that. Not for long though, by the looks of things, as Travis is starting to push through. Fathom.
Oh, I like this.
Just on the other side.
He's cleared his way
through towards CT. They can go back towards A here.
Seems though they want to go for the crunch, and as Fathom falls, Stein finding the opener. Cypher in mere second, surely going to be falling. He must have been spotted. Did they go for a knife kill? Oh well, never mind. Travis with the Mac will find him, and these final 3 players. Cirque does in fact find the pick. Aggression coming his way from Stein, and surely these final 2 just saving.
Yeah, trying to keep hold of these weapons, give Bleed at least somewhat of another chance in the next round. A very successful round from AMKAL. Quite chaotic with all the smoke grenades, but used it nicely. Found an avenue, found a bit of a gap that they might be able to exploit, and decided to send Travis through. I like the amount of patience the AMKAL side had, rather than pushing into the bomb site. There was only 2 players there. They could have easily overwhelmed that bomb site, got the bomb down, and won the round from that, but opted for a more patient approach. Sent Travis through.
But Charlie, look, we saw what these kind of half-buys, what these pistols can do. We saw it from the last series. You know, it was the 5.7s that just worked their magic and potentially won the game. So, I feel like you can't count out weak weapons at all, and I like how AMKAL played with that patience, as you mentioned, because all it takes is the CZ finding a pick, upgrading to an AK, and then you're facing off against a very strong bomb site hold. So, I like it from AMKAL. Will just be the eco here as well from Bleed. Get to see the CZ kill there from Cirque. Sadly, no second. But yeah, AMKAL starts off the pistol round nicely. Well, yeah, starts off the T side nicely. So they look to secure a 3rd. We have got the MP9 on Hampus, but I doubt it's really going to have all that much impact.
Yeah, I mean, when we
Especially with the nades. Oh, that is
Hampus
rough.
is alive still, though. They might actually have overlooked him, and they did. Travis gets found by Hampus. Still lingering. Not wanting to back away just yet. Might come to regret that. And he will finally choose that the time is good enough for me to leave. Nice work from Hampus to be able to find one. It's probably actually worth giving the MP9 to someone else.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. He could have dropped it to Cypher, maybe boosted him up. I like the gamble call made here from Bleed. Oh, Vladden's been spotted. Zeus attempt, but Forster will find. Stein as well, eliminating, and I think it's safe to assume, looking at the kill feed, not really much is going to be done, but 2 casualties on the side of AMKAL. I think the round's gone as well as they'd hoped for. They secure another. Bleed are happy to find 2 kills. Felt like neither side are going to be all too disappointed.
Yeah, got the AWP out on Cirque.
Can see the same here for AMKAL.
I mean, this was huge. Brought down so low with the nades. He's just assuming that he got taken down from it.
Well, 3 HE grenades are sent there, you know, if somehow he's surviving. What armor is he wearing? Because usually 3 HE grenades on towards sandbags is usually a kill, but one of which poorly placed.
Yeah, just not hitting its mark. But I mean, I did say when we were talking to Exner that I do think Bleed need to have a good start here.
Yeah, it's
And they should be able to run away with this one. But now it's sort of the opposite. AMKAL have had quite a nice start. Obviously, if they can win this sort of the full buy versus full buy, they're going to be in a really strong position. I still don't think that's going to make... I don't think that by any means that's going to confirm this game. I think there's a lot of action that is going to be had here. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth. And it's going to start with this one, really. Having these T's compete against Cirque's AWP. I'd love to see some sort of aggressive play with it to try to sort of just set the tone of this round.
Yeah, look, we saw Icy contemplating whether to bring out the big green or just a rifle, and we do see the AWP, so already round number 4. AWP in play for both sides. Thing is, AMKAL, finances are still looking good on both Crowd and Forrester. Icy as well with 2.5k in the bank. So even if Bleed do win this one, they're going to need to win it pretty convincingly. Otherwise, they're going to be the ones with weak weapons. Ooh, Favon. Comfortable that the Molotov isn't going to spread, but Cypher 6 HP utility. Ringing on true here for AMKAL.
Travis brought down low as well, in fact. Brad is still looking for something here towards the B site. Cirque. And they dunk down onto him.
The A setup is brilliant though. Vladden boosted up, Cirque holding the lines, and there it is! It comes alive. Vladden anti-flash. He was pre-aimed onto, but Cirque hitting a simple shot there, eliminating Stein. We've got a 5-on-4 with a low HP Travis. Bleed looking nice here, but Cypher similarly not too healthy, so needs to be pretty patient.
45 seconds on the clock. This is 3B setup right now for the CT side. We are going to need to see AMKAL start to get on their bike and make a decision because time is ticking, juggling over the AWP. Travis going to be rewarded in that. Not much util left. Enough for one execute with no flashes though. So AMKAL have to hit their shots. Cirque holding close towards short. If Vladden gets taken down in apartments, Cirque is in an uncomfortable position.
Cirque now holding. Those steps have been heard. Molotov landing will just force them back a little bit. Travis now wielding the big green.
Called it quits. Backing away, they're saving.
There's no time.
Not attempting this one at all. They had enough time, but I think they... I mean,
too many
how close they were
unknowns.
apartments. They just sort of decided that this isn't going to be it. Like I said, they need to get a bit of a move on. That was 39 seconds when they in banana.
Yeah, I think it's far the best decision. There was only about 15 seconds remaining, and I think with that limited time, you're just going to have to head straight to punch the digits in, and too many unknowns. They weren't too sure as to where the CTs reside, so I think the save is good. They have got money to drop weapons across as well to Stein, so AMKAL, although losing a round, keep 4 weapons alive. Not too bad at all, to be honest. think sometimes you've got to make those split decisions, and certainly the right one.
Vladen once again instantly get elevated up. Fabian will lead off. This time has to use the smoke. Does get chipped down a lot, even more from a second molly. Trapped towards Sandbag. Surely has to go down.
Yeah,
Cypher finds the first. Fabian does get found. Cypher leaves his teammate to his death, knowing that he can't really fight him more, but
great
well,
nade.
the nade does the job for him.
Technical 2 for 1 there.
Yeah, Hampus is rotated in as well now to help this B bomb site out slightly. You see the T's, they're looking towards A.
Naded the smoke.
Nading the smoke.
Just gives him slight vision towards the left-hand side of it, but hasn't spotted the player crossing. Already we do have Stein deep towards Arches. With the util thrown, Bleed is so close regarding rotations. Both Cypher and Hampers already here in Archway, and there's Hampers finding Stein. He not too ready for that. Icy eliminating those, so a 1 versus 3 for Icy. 37 seconds on the clock, 16 HP. Just going to be saving once again to Bleed. Securing their second here on the CT side and making it a little bit more of an exciting start.
Yeah, we'll have to get out of here and save this orb, and with all of the things they will allow him to. Bleed have no interest in hunting this orb currently. Just won the round victory. It will be their second on the board.
I think as well, AMKAL are in a bit of an interesting position here because Icy, it's not as though he's got a crazy amount of finances in the bank. Obviously, if they decide to eco around this, I think it's the right decision. Icy can drop over a Galil. We could see a Mac-10 on Travis and 2 rifles for Forrester and Crad, and that's what we are going to be seeing. They're going for the investment here. You do understand it, but I think it's an interesting decision. We're going to be seeing weaknesses, aren't we?
Yes, it's not going to be everything, but it is going to be good enough, I think.
They've dropped the Galil. Icy's dropped the Galil over, so I don't think he can refund that now. So
I'm pretty sure you can, but I don't know if they want to.
Yeah, it's a really interesting decision for AMKAL. Certainly the right decision to call a timeout for it, because the first half could be determined by this round. But yeah, look, they're going for it.
I mean, there's a real chance they can win this round still. 2 Galils,
The
AK
orb as
orb.
well. Yeah.
Util isn't bad. Like, Crab's got full util, Travis as well. Not loads on Icy or Forrester, but Stame as well does have a solid amount. So there is a real chance this round could be won. I also like when pistols don't actually sort of play as the entry. Let one of your rifles or your orb get a kill, and then try to retrieve that weapon. Just take the shot, Cirque. Oh, you all that time.
That was just a tiny
Travis
gap.
does fall. That is a lot of the util gone as well. I'm not sure how much Travis used towards Banana. Maybe he used it all already, but if not, that is going to be a lot of util taken out of this round.
It is going to be this A play though, and Hampus and Vlad and the 2 defenders. Cirque's rotated off towards B. So it is going to be a 4v2 on the bomb site. If even trades come through, it'll be a 2 versus 3, and it's still a possible one at that. But Vladen and Hampus have to go huge here, and I like Vladen's positioning, in fact. Oh, he's going to... The jiggle towards short. If done again, poorly timed, it's going to be tough. Util coming over, dodges the flash, will find the deagle. Can't double down, though. And Hampus needs to come alive. I don't think he's been spotted. Oh, he certainly has been spotted, and Crad finding. It's a 3-on-3 here now, Charlie. A very possible round for AMKAL to win. Obviously, both Crad and Forrester have been chipped away at quite heavily. Icy not sitting too pretty regarding health either, but the bomb's going to go down.
Yeah, the CTs do have a solid amount of util to try to force these players out. Dropping this smoke, Molly should come soon after.
Crad's position is very nice. And look, they can just spam through the smoke. Cypher's been spotted. Fathom will get the trade though. A 2-on-2, both teams operating with an AWP. Cirque jumping up here, but the bomb's quite heavily ticked. It's going to be a smoke on the bomb, and the shot from Icy will find, but there we go. Diffuse coming through. Brilliant from Fathom.
Yeah, barely even takes any damage. Takes down Icy as well, so that's the orb going for the T side.
I think Forrester might have lagged out. We saw him stuck looking at a wall, shooting the Glock. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like he might have had a bit of a...
I think he just didn't want to give any kills to Favon. I think he didn't really want to lose these weapons, maybe, but...
I'd love to see Forrester's POV when the bomb's being stuck.
He was spamming, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know whether we will get that, though. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Either way, Bleed, they take the round. Level things up 3-3. And with it being the full investment from AMKAL, Bleed can take the lead here. Obviously, we do have that saved AK from Forrester. Whether it will have that impact, though, is the question. But AMKAL, Charlie, it's early doors in the final map. They've already used 2 of their timeouts. Obviously, we do talk about how teams sometimes do neglect the tactical timeouts, so it's nice to see them being used. But I think when it gets to the thick of things, we get late in Inferno. Not having any timeouts is it could be a tough one for them.
Yeah, I mean, it always can be a bit of an issue when sort of things do get close. Times do get a bit tough, and you want to just have a bit of an extra 30 seconds or so to have a breather. But I don't mind them using them early. They had a 3-0 start. Haven't been able to win a single one of these 4 spies against Bleed as of yet.
Already Bleed. Aware that it is going to be this weaker buy, and they're playing pretty far back. I'm liking the setup, though. Valadan in pit. Hamper's just holding apartments, and Cirque looking the lines towards long. So, I think so far on the Bleed side, although the defences are pretty far back, I think it's the right decision from them.
Yeah, just playing it safe. They know that as soon as they hear any presence, any Uto coming over, they've got a ton of their own that they can throw.
Look though.
Mollies, nades, they can really stop any push whenever it comes. Only issue is actually going to be that B side slightly, but Favon's still got a nade, smoke, molly, and a flash. We're going to need to see something really quick to beat Favon's Util.
Yeah, has been dropped over to Cypher, in fact. Smoke's coming down here towards Ruins, but
Cirque's rotating in as well.
it's going to be so tough. Nade from Cypher to come through, to break open the smoke. Oh, it's in fact a miss nade. Aware that the T's could be pushing through, and Forrester finds a pick. The bomb goes down here. It's a 4-on-4, Charlie.
I mean, the issue is, it's the AK that's gone. Forrester was the player that pushed through the smoke. That's been taken out of the hands instantly. Favon does get dinked on down, tries to run away. So much pressure, they can't chase him anymore.
Yeah, Hammer's finding another.
And look at what it's done. That was actually massive. So many players were chasing Favon that they all just sort of got stuck in one position. It allowed Hampus to take so much space, know exactly where they were. And allowed Bleed to secure another round.
3 players on the Bleed side, they've chipped away out quite heavily. You know, if AMKAL were able to secure these kills instead of chipping them low, Bleed could have been quite a tough
Sometimes
scenario.
the harder thing though, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to finish your dinner.
To do damage, got to be able to actually finish them. 4 rounds in a row now for Bleed. A map that we know how strong they can be. AMKAL need to keep the pressure on this international side.
Yeah, we do have the AWP on Icy once again. Full investment for AMKAL, and with this being, I want to say, the strongest buy that we've seen for a little while. Let's see if they can find that success. Once again, a lot of utility being sent from Travis towards Banana. Needs to be cautious. Creeps through the smoke, but Cypher's waiting. We'll find to open up. We'll go the way of Bleed, and with Vladimir finding a pick towards A as well, things have gone from bad to worse for AMKAL.
I mean, 3 on 5 to try to see if they can salvage something. There's no real safe part of the map where it feels like you can go and maybe take some control, and just like that, that's what I mean. Hampus finds one.
Yeah, Krad's.
Crad is trying to make a play. Should be able to find Vladimir without any issues.
Problem is his teammate's so far away from him. Crad needs to survive here on the A-bomb site for quite some time.
In fact, Icy might even go down before Crad can make.
It's all about timing. Great from Icy to find a pick. Brings it to a 2-on-3. It's still a possible round, and Crad will find Cirque, but trade comes through from Favon. This is a very winnable round now. Not going to be easy, but... Oh, I like it from Faven. Makes his way towards apartments.
Yeah, scope's going to be heard. Faven should be able to just peek out and finish him off.
Ooh. We'll find him, though. So Bleed securing another. It's a 5-round streak from them. And that's ever since the real weapons have been in play. AMKAL, although had a great start, really struggling now. It has to be stated.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to think a lot of the early success has to be put down to the pistol round. Winning that, we saw the force buy from Bleed. They couldn't really get much done on that force buy. And then best in the anti-eco. It is just going to be sort of simple stuff in a lot of those rounds. But since we have seen the full weapons out for Bleed, we haven't really been able to see AMKAL put up too many numbers.
And I think in that round, AMKAL, there was many moments where they kind of had the good timing when they were in that 2 versus 5 or 2v4. But it seems as though they try and take control early, and you mentioned it, not a single position seems safe for them. Whether they're trying to take control towards Banana, look for a pick and apps, look for space to be taken. Everywhere seems tough for them. Bleeder have done a really good job at suffocating their opponents here on the CT side.
And they've got to make sure they don't take their foot off the gas, because AMKAL are certainly a team that out of nowhere can just rip a game that you think is going to be won away from you. Cypher wants to peek back in. The flash is with him. Takes down Travis, the player who boosted up his teammate.
And we've seen a lot from that from Bleed. We've seen a lot of that kind of, you know what, a player's just going to be prepped to flash in. The flash is perfect, and there's the round. It's just going to make things so tough here for AMKAL. We do see the smoke towards CT. I love the use of that volumetric smoke. And yeah, AMKAL, they're forced to go back towards the A-bomb site. Vladen just jiggling with a molly in hand. Zerg is playing deep here from Archway, so Hampus and Vladen might be a little bit alone here. But Usil dropped. Trying to slow things down. Oh, he's going to send the smoke as well. If Vladen flies his player in abs, things are going really wrong. Yeah, this is going to be so tough for AMKAL now.
I mean, look at the time. Not a lot left on the clock. Both players are very split. Zerg getting pressured, but just backing away. No one's given anything to Krad, and whatever this Cypher gives a bullet straight to his dome.
And it's 5 surviving for Bleed. Finance is looking so good.
Saving again.
Yeah, it's not a great look here for AMKAL. We mentioned they still got a chance to find things here on Inferno. Certainly harder than their map selection, but you know, Bleed...
I do always look at it when you see saves on the T side. Sure, you might naturally just see a save. They can happen, but when you have to see sort of too many saves, you know that it hasn't been a close enough round where you can even give it a go. You know it has been a lot of dominant victories, and that is really what we've been seeing from Bleed. I mean, their economy is starting to grow. They've won 6 in a row now. And we've seen three saves now from AMKAL. 2 from Icy, and 1 from 4 players.
Yeah, I think as well, potentially, it's something that we kind of would be expecting maybe later in the game, where each round is so important, and it's like AMKAL, all they need is 1 round to maybe get themselves, you know, right back in it. But ever since pretty much the rival's been out, it seems as though AMKAL have consistently been saving. They've not really been looking for these opportunities. And don't get me wrong, kind of 2vx scenarios, 2v5s, they're not easy, but we've seen a couple of them today. It's not to say that they're impossible. So I feel like AMKAL may be lacking in some confidence here as well.
He does fall. Hampus wants another, gets chipped down lower, so we'll just drop the util and likely back away after.
The problem is, Bleed, they've taken this control towards Banana as well. AMKAL, it seems as though, yeah, great, you can take a little bit of control towards middle, Mexico, that's yours, that's fine. But anywhere else, they're really struggling to find any space here. And I'm loving what we're seeing towards B. Faven's just jiggling. Cypher's going to send out the flash. They're all going to be blinded. And they are, but Faven struggling to secure. Will eventually get 3, though. I say struggling. He final 4. It was a little late for him to find some kills, but All just came through at the
Probably
end.
one of those situations where a flash comes over and players just frantically jumping and bouncing
Yeah, a bit
everywhere,
awkward.
trying to get away. But yeah, Fabian with a nice 4K there. The brilliant flash from Cypher worked out perfectly. And another round on the board from Bleed, and another dominant victory. Obviously just a partial buy. In fact, all pretty clean. All very clean, in fact, from Fabian.
It seemed as though number 2 and 3, they weren't even... It didn't seem like they were blind. They were shooting back. They were pretty prepped and ready for the fights for Fabian. But a great round. It was perfectly played there. Once again, we see the opener going the way of Bleed. Charlie, it's a 7-3 scoreline. AMKAL, they were the ones that won the pistol. They were a 3-0 up. But ever since the weapons have been in play for Bleed, it's been so dominant.
Yeah, it has only been one way since round number 4. We need to see some sort of change because it's another round when AMKAL are disadvantaged. This could be it, but no, Zerg holding the lines as well.
Yeah, Nate
More
sent...
pressure towards short, and you can see it's just one man going out alone. The rest of the team slightly split. Vladen, tough defense on the A-bomb side, but the rotations from Hampus are good enough.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I feel like Bleed, every scenario on this CT side, it's kind of a shoulder to shoulder. The team play is exquisite. You know, Cirque was somewhat isolated, but it's fine because Vladen's holding, waiting for the swing. Vladen's going to fall, but we're going to see Hampus ready and waiting for that double. It seems like Bleed are loving how their team play is on this CT side because it's just allowing them... Okay, yeah, one player might be in a bit of a tough scenario. We might see him fall, but the trades are instant. And I think AMKAL are struggling. We mentioned how players are going in one by one. It seems like everyone wants to be the hero. Everyone needs to kind of have those important moments. Have we just seen a disconnect from Hampus?
Hopefully.
No, Icy found him. No, Icy found him. It was just instant. We just didn't see it, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, there has been times where, obviously, first very early portion of the
We'll be
rounds
looking at replays,
can be
yeah.
replayed. So yeah, could have just been a mid peak that we saw from Hampus that didn't work out, but Icy finally getting the opening kill, something that had been sorely missing. There's so many players lined up. Cypher with 2. 1 versus 2 now for Faven. He's rotating on in. Already reasonably early to this bomb site.
He's got a lot of util as well. Faven. Might take a bit of a risk here. It looks as though he wants to send the Molotov towards Pit.
He's just shifted through. Timing has not been good for Icy. Player in Apps spotted. Icy can peek. Faven seems aware, but timing is good for Icy. And we do see 4 from AMKAL. 1 full buy is all they got this half. The first 3 came from a pistol, a force buy, and an eco from Bleed. Easy rounds for AMKAL to deal with.
And it was, you know, one of the only rounds that we've seen AMKAL on the full buys find the opener. Well, that's an unfortunate way for Hampus to die, yeah.
I mean, you've got to think of that. If that's the way that you need your advantage to go into this round, you need a miracle from every round, really.
Yeah, this pistol round's going to be everything. If AMKAL are unsuccessful, I think it's safe to say that Bleed, they're going to have such a lead. They're feeling confident. They're looking good. It's going to be tough. And we mentioned Hampus having a lot of impact on Vertigo. Hampus, statistically, for the last 3 months, has been the top performer here for Bleed, and currently the top performer here on Inferno.
Yeah, right now, though, obviously we mentioned about how important this push round is. If AMKAL do win it, they can sort of see themselves at least get into 6 rounds, and they're on the CT side now, maybe feeling more confident. There is certainly a reason they can still come back into this game, despite having sort of a pretty horrendous first half. But the pistol rounds can just give you so many rounds. Travis, really great buy. This is a great start in this one. Fully out of ammo, Travis, but able to back away through the smoke.
Yeah, Forrester's going to be on this fast flank as well. It's a 2v5. The bomb's not even down yet. So it's been dropped to 30 HP. Oh, the bomb plant would be incredible, and somehow it's come through. Okay. 5 survivors here for AMKAL. But Charlie, obviously, you know, the first 3 rounds went the way of AMKAL because of the pistol. Obviously, we did see the force from Bleed, and it was unsuccessful. So I feel like you can't say that it was only because of the pistol round, because, you know, there was still some contention. It wasn't as though it was back-to-back USP rounds. But apart from pistols and successive rounds, other than that, we saw 9 gun rounds kind of come through from Bleed. And only 1 of them was unsuccessful, which is a pretty ridiculous stat. I think it's good that AMKAL have won this pistol, but once again, we could be seeing something quite similar. We could be seeing you know, the second bleeder on the rifles, second they've got the AWP in play, that's where things could look a little tough for them. And although Cirque's not had the greatest of games regarding stats, he's 7 and 8. The rounds that we have seen from Cirque have been brilliant.
He has. I mean, that's one thing I'm enjoying watching Cirque again on this bleed side. Has had some disappointing showings, to say the least. I think in the last couple of years, when he has been on NA and teams or Evil Geniuses, obviously. But I am very happy to see it looks like he's enjoying his CS again.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest, Charlie, it's a joy to cast someone who has played you know, the top level and you know, having impact on a team again. I feel like sometimes you'll see players fall out of kind of tier 1 and you see them really struggle to get themselves back there. And I think Cirque has now found himself, you know, with a good roster. I feel like it's one in which has got a future. I feel like I can see this bleed side continuing. Everyone looks brilliant. It's quite young talents as well.
This was the force buy though, Fred, and it did
through.
work out. Really great showing from Bleed, as what felt like the lifeline from AMKAL has just been ripped away. Gonna have to see the force buy from AMKAL. We're gonna have a little bit of a force buy wars here.
It was unfortunate as well because, you know, we had those altercations from Cypher and from Hampers, and both of them were dropped low. We could have seen those kill goes the way of AMKAL, and we would have been looking at I believe it would have been a 3 or 4 versus 3 scenario in their favor. So I think it was just unfortunate. It was just 2 1v1s. Both went the way of Bleed, and obviously Cirque closing out the round as well. But force buy now back out for AMKAL. We've got a Nova in play, Charlie. That's a weapon we don't get to see all too often.
Yeah, I mean, Nova, 3 pistols, and the Scout is what you have to deny Bleed getting double digits on the final map of this series.
And it'll be 11 as well.
Out.
It will just be the eco from AMKAL in the next.
And let's see what they do have to show with it. No real early fighting. Everyone's still 100 HP. T's lined up towards this B side. There are 3 defenders here, one of which being that Nova.
I'd love to see the Nova have some action, but it looks as though poorly timed rotation. Something that we haven't really mentioned though, but Inferno, being a map where the CTs have to take a fair few gambles, they've got to have a bit of a read, and a strong read at that from the in-game leader, about when to send these rotations in. But Travis back at the bomb site. Deeg shot rings true, but sadly can't find 2. So we're looking at a 4v3, just going to be the save again from AMKAL. Makes you wonder, are we going to be seeing them go for it again? Surely not the right decision, but look, Charlie, it's double digits for Bleed. They're going to be leading by 5. An eco in the next alongside these 3 save weapons. Yes, it will allow them to buy kind of in round number, I want to say round number 18, but it's still tough. Bleed with 11 rounds, a 6-round lead. Is it too far gone?
I mean, that's gonna be the thing, isn't it? If you didn't watch the game, you could say no. There's still a chance. Of course, there's a chance. But from watching the game and knowing that sort of the first half was very dominated by Bleed on those full buys, we only saw 1 full buy, from AMKAL, and you do think if things do continue like that, if AMKAL can't get things going pretty much ASAP, I might say, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think AMKAL as well, they need something to break their way if they want a chance, and I'll be honest, this would be the perfect round for it. You know, you've got some save weapons, not great ones. We've got a Deagle, a Scout, and a Nova. And I think AMKAL, if they want any chance to take things here on Inferno, this round's got to go their way. We would still see a buy from Bleed in the next, but I think AMKAL, there's got to be some luck breaking their way, and it starts off nicely. Icy finds Hampers. You see Hampers falling once again pretty early doors. We've got Zeus on Travis. Cypher, be careful, mate. The zap comes through, and look, it's a 5-on-3 already. Mentioned something needs to break their way, and they've got man advantage still.
Yeah, it's still going to be a tough round. Crowd, for example, just with the USP. I see no armor. Nova and the Deagle, but it is a strong-looking B hold for now. Forrester is being elevated here.
I like it with the Nova. leads to some creativity, and let's see what it can do, because the Nova going to be everything here, and here it is. Finds the first. Going to have to back away. Pot shots through the smoke. It's a 2 versus 3, dealing even more damage to Fladden. Bomb to go down now. All 3 CTs retaking from Ruins. Flash to come through. Vladen needing to escape here from first orange. But still a possible round for AMKAL. Vladen can be eliminated by the body shot of a scout. A lot of work for Cirque to do now. Currently towards Dart. Spots the first, but will fall. 1v3 for Vladen now. So worried about the scout. Finds the first. Spots out the scout in Ruins. Needs to find the Nova, but Forrester will take him down. And that's the round going the way of AMKAL. I mentioned they needed some heroics. And Forrester somehow getting a double. Both AKs going to be saved. And there's a way in which AMKAL can come right back into this now.
Imagine if this game goes the way of AMKAL and we look back on it and say a Scout, a Nova, and a Zeus is what won this one for AMKAL. The Zeus kill was everything, taking down Cypher as well. Even though wasn't able to keep hold of that AK, it's just taking a player out of the round. For what, $200?
A big one at that as well. Cypher's been incredible on Vertigo. Inferno, he's been great at finding these openers. So I'll be honest, I'd be very happy to buy an item that costs $200 to kill Cypher every round.
Got to go again though. Still eye out from Bleed.
You've got to imagine.
This is what we mentioned about the full buy versus full buys. This is where AMKAL really struggled in the first half.
Potential AWP engagement as Cirque looking to peek towards apartments. We've got 3 aggressors there. Messiaen's just backed away, in fact. And Cypher looking to take control towards Banana. The smoke will just force him back, though. But look at the difference. AMKAL's, their CT side, they've given up top Banana, they've given up apartments, they're forced to play on the bomb sites, whereas Blade, it was the complete opposite. They had control of apps, they had control of Banana the whole time, and it forced so much utility to be used from AMKAL, not only to take the positions, but also to just find some picks, whereas Bleed, they've got all of this control pretty freely, it has to be said.
Haven't needed too much to take this space. Enough util to do one last execute, and it definitely looks like it will be towards A, looking at the amount of control that they have taken. But I see finding Vladen
Favant
without much worry.
He has been spotted. He did have the opportunity as well to take down, I believe, Forrester. No rotations have come through yet. Finally, util will be sent, but we've got a flank from Hampus. This is something they need to be ready for, something to be worried about. Pot shots through the smoke, and it is Hampus to come alive. Icy timing could go away from him. But Cypher securing. They're aware of Icy. Just needs to keep himself alive for as long as possible. Finds the first, nearly the second. Switches to the USB, but Hampus will find. Can pick up that AWP as well. It's a 2 versus 3. They're so far away from the action.
I don't know if they want to do it.
They're going to go for the save.
Health. It's such a tough call, Fred. It's really brutal at this stage in the game. But Crad is 34 HP. They have no information now. They're so far away that by the time they got on the site, these players could be anywhere. They could have moved wherever. They could have taken deep control. They could have been in apartments. It's just not worth it with the amount of util they have. And the lack of defuse kits as well is a really tough call, especially at this stage in the game. And knowing the amount of money that the rest of your team have isn't going to be a nice. But we will, I believe, be able to see AMKAL string together a buy.
Yeah, it's not going to be great. We could see a glass cannon from Icy and 2 weapons dropped across from Travis and Crad. I think AMKAL have to invest around these 2 weapons. Not going to be nice to see, but
I mean, look, you've got to think the round that we saw them win in this half, that really did help them, was a pretty shaky buy.
Yeah, weak weapons, certainly. It's an over a scout and a deagle, Charlie. I'm not really expecting a...
Zeus.
Very true, very true. The Zeus potentially won them the round, to be fair, taking down Cypher. AMKAL utilising their final pause now. Obviously, Bleed still have 3 to work with. They've got a 5-round lead. And potentially, Charlie, we could be looking at the final full investment from AMKAL. And when I say full investment, there's still going to be weaknesses. But Bleed, look, they can take 11 here. Or take 12, in fact. And it puts them on map and series point. And with a 6-round lead, I think it'd be safe to assume that Bleed would just take it. But AMKAL battling for survival here in the series. As mentioned before, the loser of map number 3 no longer will progress, as it is a single elimination in the playoffs.
Obviously, the winner, though, will advance to those quarterfinals, Fred. But obviously, they will be playing Gaming Gladiators as well.
Early util towards Banana from the CTs. Looking to take some control with 3, and they find Cypher. Travis's spray through the smoke connecting. Great way to get that opener. Vladen as well has been chipped away at in the attempt to take apartments. And this could be the go call for Bleed. Only 2 defenders here on the A bomb site. Rotations will be coming through.
And it's a big gamble from AMKAL. They are just leaving. Oh, in fact, it is the AWP that they're leaving. So actually, no, it's a pretty safe round. It's not too bad a call.
Flashbang coming over. Steps will have been heard. Second flash. Krads can do a lot of work here. Smoke here towards Archway. Travis. It's not going to be easy. 50 seconds on the clock. They're going to make their way towards short. Bleed. They look a little too static here. First kill found though. Favin eliminating 2 flashes to come over towards Pit. Stime is in front of them though. The Deagle attempting. Awfully blinded. How do they not realise he's here? He's picked up an AK. And Stime will find it. They just needed to deal with the players on the bomb site and weren't too ready for the player on Balg. But AMKAL, they find success. And real necessity.
Yeah, I'm actually really disappointed we didn't get to see that knife kill.
It would have been brilliant.
Because it was coming in. It was happening. Sadly, one of the AMKAL players took him down before the knife came through. But yeah, big hole. Considering it was the Deagle, the one player I looked at as this is the biggest weakness. But balcony overlooked. Kill was gone the way. And AMKAL take that. And you have to... Icy's got to be very happy about that. Because if his teammate went down there, if Stain fell, that is a glass cannon AWP in a retake.
Yeah, not an easy round as well. Not an
Cypher
easy clutch.
again, first to go down.
Hampers dropped to 24 HP as well. AMKAL, they've realised, look, we need to take control towards Banana. We can't just let Bleed run rampant around the map. So they look to take that initial control, and that's back-to-back rounds, not only finding the opener, eliminating Cypher, dealing damage to another. And AMKAL could reset the finances of Bleed here. That's where the final portion of this final map could be heating up. AMKAL, it looked a little shaky on the first half, but seems as though they've got into their groove here. Crad with a lot of work to do. Has got a teammate on top cart. Timing. Goes overlooked, but still Vladen can get that trade off.
Travis does back away into the site, and the rotations are coming. It is still going to be this execute by the looks of things. Lots of util coming over. Forrester pushes through the smoke, fires off some pot shots. Is forced back for now though. Hampus' Tech 9 does get a dink off. And they will find the kills. The bomb can go down here. It is a 2-on-2 like you said. Vladen, 25 HP though. Nade in the smoke allows Icy some vision.
Nothing spotted. We've got a flash on Favin.
Oh, this nade. They've got a nade on Molly.
Favin will get Stime though. But the AWP of Icy. A great round there. Great retake. AMKAL will secure 8 and Bleed. Surely just going to be on a bit of a half by here. A nice attempt there from Bleed as they bring it to a 2-on-2, but that Molotov forcing both of them out. I was just about to say, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Bleed. They're just going to use one player to bait in Vladen, seeing if he can kind of not only find a pick, but try and delay and allow Favin to have a chance to win it. But the Molotov was everything there for AMKAL. They put themselves 3 rounds away from their opponents. We see the full investment coming through from Bleed, and this could be a bit of a mistake. This could allow AMKAL to find double digits here. I know that Bleed are realising, look, there's going to be weaknesses on the AMKAL side, and we're seeing it. We've got 2 MP9s in play.
Yeah, the game's getting closer and closer here. Round 20, not loads of rounds left to be played. Bleed, I said I think it's too far gone if they find 11. They found 11. It's come and gone. But AMKAL are still battling back.
Remember, Charlie, it was the weak weapons, the Nova, the Zeus that won it for AMKAL and kept things competitive, and they've got the weaponry in this one. They've got the AWP in play, and Icy's AWP in the last, doing a lot of work. Stein.
Very slow stuff here. No one wanted to give up anything now. Bursting out brackets, the T's take some control.
Cypher's still just lurking here towards bottom ramp. He's waiting for a push, but nothing's come through yet. Fades here towards long, and a team kill from Zerg! Forrester finds one! Does the damage for two, and look, Travis getting a double as well. Cypher's all that remains. It's a 1v4.
Yeah, that really is costly. Cypher pushes in. He knows he's got to die. Does it now. AMKAL are winning more and more and more. Maybe Inferno has more left to tell us.
As first hack pause called from Bleed, I think they've realised, look, what is happening here? We were so many rounds ahead. AMKAL were only able to win one gun round on their T side. The rest all coming from the pistol. But Bleed falling a little short here. And I think AMKAL, after winning that weak weapon round, they've gained a lot of confidence. We're seeing Banana being taken pretty comfortably from the CTs. And I think the game plan is finally coming to fruition from AMKAL. The CTs looks as though they had their initial idea and their kind of CT identity. But it wasn't working. It wasn't panning out for them. But look, they've been taking B pretty comfortably, and I think Bleed realised, look, we can't just be pushing up close, because when doing so, the spam comes through, and we've lost a player, you know, back-to-back rounds. We can't really opt to take Banana all too easily, but AMKAL, they're going to propel themselves to double digits here, unless if somehow the unarmoured pistols can make things work.
I can't imagine so. A bomb plant would be nice, but it feels like that's the best going to be asking for. This is going to be a photo finish in this game, I think.
And with the
IC
finances
started to come alive. Forrester's still having a pretty tough game. But I mentioned I wanted to see more from players like IC, players like Forrester, and IC has listened to my request, and he has provided.
I think Bleed as well, everyone's, you know, they're playing well, but they don't really have their start. Cypher's certainly a lot quieter here on Inferno as to what we saw on Vertigo.
You've got to think on the Bleed roster, there's so many players who can take that reign. I mean, Cirque being the top 20 player in the world previously, like we said. Faven as well had some very good performances. Vladden, we know what he can do. There's a lot of players who can take the reins of Bleed. We just need to see someone do it. P250 not connected, so not a single player going down for AMKAL.
Only 19 damage taken.
And that was from Cypher's P250, I think.
And look, straight away, Crad and Stein, it looks as though they were just going to upgrade these weapons. Look at the finances they have, Charlie. The money's looking so good here for AMKAL. We are going to be seeing Travis wielding that MP9. I think it was right for Stein to upgrade. I think having two MP9s against a 4x, definitely not the right decision. I think it would be a little too risky. But look, they're going to be getting a buy in the next regardless of outcome. So even if Bleed win this, AMKAL can still find 11.
Oh, so much damage taken from Crad.
Look at the
He
nade.
brought down very low.
We got another HE from Hampus. Both of these HEs somehow missing. Sent a little too deep. AMKAL, in fact, progressed through in front of half wall.
Yeah, Banana has been taken, but at the cost of a lot of health from Crad. But once again, Bleed lining up towards A. We've seen it plenty of times from them. Executes haven't been as clean as we wanted. Bursting out of a bomb with the Icy under pressure. Finds one. Stein as well backing him up. Icy forced out, but no one looking to swing.
Eventually will go down. Faven and Hampus finding these openers, and low HP Faven now wielding the AWP, and it looks as though AMKAL are going to give this one a go. Travis will find with that MP9. Nade coming through, dealing a lot of damage to Cirque. A very winnable 2v2 for AMKAL. Travis progressing up short here. Hampus playing in pit. Great find from Crad. And Travis going to be putting on his running shoes as he closes the gap. Will find Hampus, and AMKAL, they find the round. It was a perfectly It was a perfect execute, I guess you could say, from Bleed. They did their job. They isolated the AWPer. They eliminated players. It was a 3 versus 2 with the AWPer, Fav, and holding, and somehow the MP9 bests him at range. So AMKAL level things up 11 to 11. We're going to be seeing an investment from Bleed, and they've got no money in the bank. If Bleed lose this, Charlie, they're going to be fighting with very weak weapons. And AMKAL, I mentioned before, their finances are looking great. We should see a buyout of them, even if Bleed win things here in round number 23. But what a comeback from AMKAL.
Yeah, this is sort of panic stations now for Bleed as things have spiraled significantly out of control. I can't believe they even won that retake. You had an MP9 and a rifle against 3 players from Bleed, but it was a really bold play from that MP9 to swing on out into the AWP as well. Not sure who was wielding that. I think it was Faven.
Yeah, Faven on the AWP. Pretty simple shot though. It was, you know, nothing crazy.
I think I don't know if it was he dropped down from pit or something and wasn't actually ready for that shot, because it did look a little bit something like that. Maybe he was moving when happening, but yeah, I mean, it was literally perfect timing.
Yeah, I think as well, AMKAL have been quite slow on rotations, been quite slow on retakes, so potentially Bleed thinking, look, we've got a little bit of time to settle before the CTs make their way in, but no early kills so far. We've had a minute of play here in round 23, and yet a kill. Hardly any damage taken, just Cypher inflicted a little bit of chip damage, but barely anything. He's only 6.
Yeah, there is only 2 rounds left in this game. Someone has to take it. Bleed looked like it was theirs. And here we are, 11 to 11. AMKAL have brought themselves back.
It'd be devastating to see them fall here, though.
I mean, it would be tough to see that, but I mean, there certainly is that possibility.
Oh, perfect from Crad. Will eliminate Vladen. A lot of damage dealt from the utility here, but Bleed. There's 10 seconds on the clock, Charlie. They really need to hurry things along. Cirque with a bomb. 8 seconds, 7. Kills coming through from the CTs, and oh, look at that! A firing range for AMKAL. No casualties here. Money for Bleed, pretty poor as well. Quite early
on. Bomb plant would have been huge. They're not even able to get that. It's rough, but yeah, no bomb plant makes things really, really difficult for Bleed. Galils are going to sort of be the best case scenario for players. If they prioritise AKs, that's no utility. This could go the way of AMKAL. We know how much they'd like to take Banana, and if we see Bleed not have enough utility to take it, they're going to have to give it up. Or if they tried to fight it, they're going to have very little for an execute.
Yeah, I think it's Bleed are in a tough scenario though, but it's their own doing. They had a minute of play where all 5 players were towards Banana, but they just really took their time. And I think sometimes in those scenarios, look, yes, you want to make sure the execute is completely well orchestrated, but I think at the same time, just hit as a group, hit as a unit. It's a 5 versus 2 on the bomb site. There never should be a world where all of you fall, but I think with the rush time, with only, I think, I believe 12 seconds to get onto the bomb site and plant, we needed to see something a bit quicker from Bleed there, and
Fred, it's been 6 rounds in a row from AMKAL. They've really struggled to find rounds earlier on this game, and they could go and take things, but a missed shot from AC is devastating. Brought down low, but his teammate is there to back him up.
Oh, the nade! Faven. Thought that nade would have dealt a lot more damage, but still, they've got the opener. AMKAL set themselves up to take the series here in what has to be stated as a bit of an unexpected finish, but Hamber's jumping across, looking for the shot, will find Forrester. So it is a 4-on-4, but Hamber's very low HP. Crad now just biding his time, waiting for the right moment to strike. Icy though with the orb, will find one. Storm as well, playing towards Pit.
Ooh.
Looks as though he was certain for a double, and Crad finally emerging. Cirque now in a 1 versus 2, certainly not an easy one. Has got a smoke to delay and deny, but Crad already threw it. They do line up and miss shots, and there we have it. Crad will be successful. They're finding the pick. AMKAL 7 on the bounce. They close out the series 13 to 11, and an incredible comeback from AMKAL. I cannot believe that they were able to win it, but congrats to them, because what a performance in that second half.
I don't really know what to say. I can't believe we're in a position where we have just seen Bleed be defeated